Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy Dimensions. God willing, my voice is actually showing up this time. The last several videos, the microphone was not doing that. However, I see by the little blips over here moving around that it does seem to actually be picking up my voice this time. And hopefully I will remember to check that from now on. My apologies for that little bit of a sound kerfuffle for the last few videos. Anyway, last time we made it up to the top of whatever mountain this is, and I don't remember honestly. And I stopped. I did not do any grinding here at the top of the mountain, so mainly because I want to get to the next section in the game, and then I can do some grinding. But for now, we're just going to go up here. I think there's a scene. Yeah. Do you see that, Diana? How is she going to miss that? The World Tree, Yggdrasil, home of the elves. I realize it's been a while since you've heard Nox's voice. No, actually, no, I probably dubbed over the last video. I don't know, I haven't cut it yet, so hopefully I get it right there. But how did we get so far away from Lux? How indeed. We've been swept far to the southeast. So you won't be returning home anytime soon either. And just what is that supposed to mean? Surely those eyes of yours still work. Just look around. Everything's gone dark and daybreak never comes. Daybreak never comes? For all we know, sweetie, Lux might not even exist anymore. Well, we know the castle wasn't there in the light world, so maybe it's floating around somewhere here in the dark world. That can't be. Where would we go? Who knows, right? This whole thing is just some game to you, isn't it? Enough of these two, Diana. I'm taking you back to Lux. How you gonna get there, dude? Two's company and 3 may be a crowd, but 4 keeps us safe from monsters. What? I guess we should stay, Glaive, at least for now. I could never deny you, Diana. Alright, big darn tree. Let's go check it out. Mount Verde. Verde? Very green mountain, perhaps? Let's see here. Too many ways to go. Alright, we'll try this way first. Okay, gotta pick back up and get back in the groove of this thing. Alright. They're yellow. Everybody gets a zap. Punch the rat. Glaive. Stab the rat. Knocked. Good job, guys. Kill the rats. Alright. Okay, good. This is a chest-only path. Oak staff. Right. Okay, no, I found a Moogle last time, that's right. And I'm not currently rocking a white mage. So I believe on auto, which I use auto only when I'm strong enough to handle the battles. I believe if you set your cursor to memory instead of whatever the option is where you have to, it does not remember, the opposite of memory, then if you cast a spell with your last action, then it'll remember what you last did and it'll do it again, which doesn't do you much good with healing unless you cast like a sylph or something. But if you have special attacks that you use and you want to just like kick with the monk over and over and over again every fight and put that on auto, that can be beneficial. But otherwise I never really bother because, like I said, I only use it when I'm grinding for the most part or speeding through videos. And see, we haven't seen this video yet, so I'll leave this fight in. But again, see, like, this is basically grinding at this point because my guys are strong enough to just power through this battle really fast. tusked tribble. And tusked furball, I mean, that's what it is. I don't know how megalodoths reproduce. Neither do you. They could reproduce like tribbles. Okay. Do. Battle axe. What you got? Alright, slight increase there. Let's see if... Is it worth giving Alba the sword? She's doing alright with the bow in the back row. Let's leave her there for now. I'll give it a try, because that, on second look, watching the damage she was doing in that battle wasn't great. I'm curious what she would do front row with a long sword. And as long as I'm giving her the sword, that would be the smart thing to do there. Alright, slight damage increase, enough to make it worthwhile. I'll leave her with the sword now. That looks like an exit. Should probably stop and do a little healing here. Not much, but... Eye drops. Really glad I went out of my way there. That's the trouble with tusked triples. Trouble with tusked tribbles. Good lord, I do not want to say that fast. Alright, we are in a new area. More void. Same monsters. Dead end. Okay, here we go. So this should be the town we need. Verde. Which, you know, means green in Spanish. I think that's how you spell it. If not, it's certainly a close enough word that they share a similar root, and, you know, this is the land of the elves, so something named after greenery would be in keeping with their stereotype. Before that old man came, the world tree was green and healthy. Now its leaves are withering away. A famous traveling dancer once visited our village on her tour, but a while back she crossed us off her list. Ever since, my customers been clamoring to see her again. Oh, to even have one dancer come visit. Now that's the kind of thing you remember for later. That dude reminds me, just like, suddenly doing those voice like that and looking at his face, he reminds me of Johnny's dad in FF7 Remake. I don't know why. Something about it just rings a bell there. Alright, we will probably top off at the inn. I mean, we really don't need to. This is where, once I double check weapons and armor, this is where I'm going to do a bit of grinding and pick up in a little while. It actually is very late for me right now. We're 12:30 in the morning. So I'm just checking armor and equipment, things that I can get. And then that frees me up to do a bit of grinding when I have access to a town and I'm not trying to at a save point, you know, with only tents available, so there's only so much I can do. So this is a much better spot. I really wish I knew or remembered where the next set of job points is coming from, the next character, etc. I don't remember exactly when the next one joins us. I know it's pretty soon, but... Let's see. I don't have these yet. Not that they're that useful, but slow certainly is. Silence might happen. I don't remember if I've ever gotten minied in this game or not, to be honest. Mazewood lies to the north of Verde. Braving its seductive call is pure madness. Hi, Potion. How you doing? Got another Kowaka Potion there. What's mean people? Little bit of gill. Never gonna say no to that. Oh, big house. I wonder who lives here. Just normal looking folk. I mean, somebody probably has. Yep. Oh, poor world tree. Okay. What you got over here? Yggdrasil. Okay, everybody seems to be pointing us to that poor fella outside of town. Now, his hut, I know for a fact, if you remember in the Light World a few videos back, I thought there was a spot where there was a dirty magazine hiding on a bookshelf. Then I missed it, if it was there. I looked it up at one point. It said it should have been, but either I missed it because I opened the secret passage too soon, or something else was wrong and it wasn't actually there. But anyway, I know for a fact there is one in the hut coming up. And I might take the time aside to show what happens when each person finds and reads the book, because each person has a different reaction if they're the one that opens it, and it's kind of funny. But to leave town, you have to go out the north side of town, which I was very obviously demonstrating right there and did not go the wrong way. See? So this is the place, and I'm going to go stop here and do a bit of grinding off screen, and I'll be back, because still a little bit to go for Noct, and really everybody's got a bit that they can do some catching up to make sure that we're set for going forward, because the boss, the optional boss, you know, for the summon cave and stuff like that, is a bit harder in this one if I remember right, so I really want to be in a good position for it. So, I will see you in just a little bit then. Hello and welcome back. A few seconds later to you, but as you can tell by the totally changed shirt I'm wearing now, it's been at least quite a while for me. Actually, it was just last night. Anyway. In the time, I have done a bit of grinding like I promised, and I'm located in a different spot just to showcase the fact that down here in the bottom left, or before you get to the town, if you take a hard left and follow the river, you get to the Chocobo Forest. So this is a great spot for grinding in this area because the White Chocobo, free magic heal up, and you know, so you don't have to keep paying for an inn, and it's just a quick stop in every time your magic starts running low, which is nice and convenient. I mentioned in a previous video that I had done some mapping of the different areas on my own because I was tired of not having a decent map along the way, and I kind of wanted to see how the pieces all fit together, and I didn't really get them all to fit together, but if this works, this should show on the screen. This was last chapter, and you can see where the void was, and the temple, or the tower where we went up with the dragoons, is that sort of pale spot in the top right of the area, and the far right was the cave with Ramu, etc. And this is our current chapter. If I click on the right place here. So if you compare it to the map that's up there on the actual mini-map of the screen, an idea. So it's all mapped out, literally space for space. Every square you can step on is mapped out on that Excel spreadsheet, because at the time I had a lot of free time on my hands, and it's sort of the way it works. So an idea. So this is, as we go through the later chapters, you can see where some of the areas are, and most importantly, by the end, where is it now? This is what the whole world looks like. And last chapter, the dais tower, kind of right in the middle there, you can still see where there's the sort of upside down T with the pale spot with the tower, but now there's no gaping void holes in the middle of the map anymore. And we are currently someplace in here. Obviously. Where are we? I think we're to the north, maybe? I'm looking for the pattern of rivers. There we are. We're on this island in the far north right. Northeast. North right. Wow. Yeah. So that's where we are up here. And so you can see kind of how some of it all fits together. And the largest bit, you can just sort of see the whole world at once, which we won't see for quite a while. Spoilers, the world gets put back together again. You know, not that... I hope you... That's not really spoiling anybody's perception of this game. So, anyway, just kind of a brief idea. That's what the world looks like, and the little bits that we get to explore as we go along. So, as I explained last time, I did a bit of... Since last time, rather, I did a bit of grinding. Just give you a quick update on where we're at. Noct has maxed out where he was with Warrior and shifted over to be a Thief, because level 5 Thief gets the Item Finder ability, which will help picking up some drops, which is nice to have on passively. I meant to do that with Soul before, but I completely forgot that was my normal way of doing things. Glaive is working steadily on becoming a high-powered monk. Alba progressing along the Red Mage path still, and Diana has switched over to start White Mage after maxing out Summoner. So there's still lots of growth to go, and I will be doing grinding after this video is done, because by the time we're done with this video, we should have some more job points to work with. And I didn't want to max out everything I had available right now anyway. So, back to the Green Town. Go back out to the north. And we're going to go through and check out, I believe last time I promised some Naughty Magazine videos here. So it should just matter on who you have leading the party here. Dirty magazines line the bookcase from top to bottom. Wow. Blink, blink. What have you got there? Blink, blink. Wow, it's let me see that. Wow. Whew, would you get a load of her? Not clearly a bit embarrassed. What, you want to take a look too? Not particularly. I knew you were a party pooper. Time to go. Hey, give that back. Noct returns the dirty magazine to the bookshelf. Now, it does matter the order in which you do these. And you'll see why in a bit. Sorry. So, now Alba's in front. Oh, what do we have here? Alba's just digging it no matter what. Oh my, those are certainly quite voluptuous. What's that you have there? Ack! Oh ho ho! Looks like someone wants to have a little peek. No, I just... Come get it, big boy! Stop chasing me! Ah! Just come clean, my strapping young friend. Boys will be boys, and what have you? I said stop it. Go away. I see how it is. Need to keep up the appearances in front of little Diana and all. Oh, Alba received. No, she's supposed to put it back. No! Alright, well, we're gonna load then. Alright. This is apparently the Dirty Magazine music. Ooh, Diana looking around. Anybody see me? Sweet mercy. Something bothering you? Like they weren't right there anyway with her? No, everything's fine. Just what is it you're trying to hide from us, sweetie? I mean it, everything's fine. Let's just take a quick peek. Gah! Well, this certainly is something else. It's not what you think it is. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's exactly what she thinks it is. Diana. I mean it, Glaive. I had no idea. The titles on the spine didn't give it away. Elven Allure. Dirty Dwarves. Mermaids do it underwater? I don't know. Why do you think that I would read such filth? Hurls it against the wall. Alright, let's see if we can swap it over. Nope, not Jet. Right, Glaive. Jobs. There we go. Glaive, you're up front now. What's this? Look around guiltily, come on. Oh my. Or oh my. We go over to George Takei. Glaive? Diana, it's nothing, honest, truly. Huh? Yeah, see, and yet Glaive hangs on to it. Yeah, huh. Yeah, we all know you're not going to get rid of that Glaive. So anyway, yeah, for at least 2 of the people, you end up with a Dirty Magazine in your inventory. And it is... There it is. Become hot and bothered. Yeah. Alright, and Frog, I haven't actually been here yet to talk and see if there's anything here. No talking frogs? Oh, yes, he says ribbit. How appropriate. Alright, here we go. Into the Maze Wood. And this is part of the reason why I didn't grind all the way up, because I knew I still had to come here. Imperial troops! What should we do, Glaive? They've seen our faces. That's the sign to beat them up then, is it? Sorry, boys, but it looks like we'll have to haste till we finish you off. I don't have the haste spell. I don't know why that's a... she's going for the pun there. Okay, these are slightly stronger than I was expecting. Noct, you're on the front row of the bow. We need to fix that, boy. Alright, what do we got here? Let's kick off some fire. Oh, sure, now he's dead. But Noct definitely needs some healing. Wow. Did I forget to heal at all there? Yeah, I must have been coming into this low, because there's no way he took that much damage. Too focused on the Dirty Magazine scene, apparently. I'm actually just shaking my phone a lot right now. An airship! It's headed straight for the World Tree. Alright, out with it. What's Avalon planning? What are you asking us for? Because you're the ones working for them. How many times do I have to tell you? We're victims here too? Let's go back to the village. And let you catch up to your masters. I'd see your head on a pike first. Glaive, don't. We'll go with you. Yeah, don't let the dude with the man bun make the call here. It's best way for us to find Soul and Aegis. Diana, I promise you. Well, well. Looks like someone's not as tough as he looks. I'll come along for now. Someone's got to look out for Diana. Okay. Man trap. I really should have healed. I was hoping to get right out of this place. Okay then. We're just going to do a couple of heal spells on Noct here then. Fortunately, nobody's really doing a whole ton of damage against us here. Alright, you can switch Noct's row and heal, and then hit the town. Alright, good. Better job stats is good at this point. Nope, nope. Row. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Mazewood earns its name. Gotta remember the way to get through here. This is not the Lost Woods where you go northwest, southwest. But there is a definite pattern to get through this place. Bandana. That should be for my monk. It's worse. Fantastic. Alright. And we're right back where we started from. On purpose, on purpose. Okay. And we're up to a save point. Sure. I don't want to have to rewatch all the Dirty Magazine scenes again. Okay. To the east. This looks familiar, but now there's a rock. North. Then west, I think. And north. Yes, haha. All about come back. Campfire. So much for only you can prevent forest viragas. Sure. And if you remember from a previous chapter in a previous video, this is this cutscene that we already saw. So, who's this soul guy? Her boyfriend? Sooner or later. And you're okay with this? I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about. Ho ho ho! Mistress Alba, matchmaker extraordinaire, foresees all. How embarrassing. What is it, boy? Did Timmy fall down the well? Brace yourselves. It's an old dude. Oh, oh, oh! Still not Santa Claus. What's wrong with him? He's got a better hat than any of you, that's what. Hey, be careful there!
Watch out for the fire. Sir, your eyes. Are you...
Oh, don't worry about me, lass. One need not have vision to see things that really matter.
Hey, get away from me!
My powers of deduction tell me... Yellow polka dot bikini. Yes?
Why, you...
I'll have the warden take you in for abusing your elders.
You really are something else. This place is dangerous for someone of your advanced age, and not just because of Alba.
Mazewood. Place is pretty much a little garden to me.
Then let me ask, where's the elven homeland?
Elven homeland?
Is everything all right?
Oh, I'll be fine, young ones. I get these headaches sometimes. But enough about me. Mazewood is dangerous for the unprepared. Go back to wherever it is you came from.
Let's see. No, okay, couldn't remember. No, I think we're just gonna follow the old dude. Okay, let's see here. Tree ants. Or is it tree ants? I suppose how sophisticated you're saying. Is it tree ant or tree ant? Or treat. Okay, yep, there it is. Chainmail. Not really? Okay, well, okay, it is a defense increase at least. I just don't like losing strength and attack power, man. And yeah, same thing with the bandana. I was focused on the red numbers up top, not the better defense down below. He's hitting hard enough. I don't need to worry about it. Save him a little bit of life there. And apparently, let's see. Yep. Quick and easy. Zombies and a happy bunny. Oh, it's just a harmless little bunny, isn't it? That's no ordinary rabbit. Okay. Oh, I know where this place is. Okay, nothing over here yet. Do 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 do. Okay, here we go. Ooh, nice. Or how come? Let's see. Red mage might? Yes. There we go. Oh, good. Save point. I know we're going to need that in a bit. Good enough. Hey, this looks familiar. Wait a second. And now we're back here. Oh, Pepper. Oh. Stand guard.
Wait, the poor thing is hurt.
Diana, don't!
Just let me try something.
Hello, puppy. Diana, are you...
Stop. That tickles.
No, old dude again. Oh, not Mr. Perv again? What? Why would you ready your bow? Surely you know we have no interest in harming you. Oh, the old shoot what's behind you trick. Oh.
An Imperial soldier. How'd they get here so soon?
Oh, that was a close one.
So Mr. Perv here's good for more than just ogling hapless maidens.
You kids mentioned the Elven homeland.
Can you take us there?
Friends of the beasts are friends of the forest. Think of it as my thanks.
But wait, you haven't even told us your name.
Oh, right. Name's Clow.
Sure it is, and my name's really Eric.
Oh, you're just too clever by half. Call me whatever you like, then.
An old man living near Mazewood, blind as a bat. Really. An unparalleled archer. I mean, bats are not blind. They can see just fine. We're gonna keep with Gramps, because we're not changing any of the names this time. And Gramps joins the party. Woo woo!
Follow me.
Okay, now there are options up here, but we save. Okay, so let's see. I think, was that west thing here before? Oh, dead end. That was good. Alright, so Gramps is a ranger. And is rightfully on the back row. Oh, more poison. This is gonna be a fun place. So the ranger comes with a fun innate ability. Let's see, abilities. Gramps. Recover, which after every battle you get a little bit of HP and MP back. Not much, but it adds up over time, and it's not nothing. So it really is just if you do a little bit of light healing every now and then, this will keep your MP, if not topped off, from draining quite so quickly. So if you, and especially if you kind of bounce back and forth between a couple of healers, like the white and red mage, you know, if you're only casting a cure spell, then after the next battle you'll recover 1 or 2 magic points, and then you cast a cure spell with the other one, and you get a couple magic points back, and you bounce back and forth, and you don't recover, or you don't lose your magic nearly as fast at that rate. So it actually is quite useful, and I tend to keep it on when I have a ranger, when there's nothing more pressing to have there. So, Gramps is already blind, so he is immune to blind. Go figure. And he has the ability to use aim abilities. That's the archer innate option, sort of like the monk has his punching options and the fighter has his battle skills and stuff. Okay. There we go. Now we should be able to go north to an actual area. Let's see. East, I think. Yes. Chest. Cool. I don't have a warrior right now. The red mage. Alright. As long as she's working it. Okay. East. I like chests. Okay, and this is right back where we started from. I might be lost. Okay, oh, get this chest. Okay, west? Nope. Okay. We have not gone up this one yet. Oh, okay, here we go. That wasn't so bad. Alright, so we're on the other side. I'm going to quit here for now and do that grinding that I was mentioning. And I also want to go back in that place where we found the wolf pup. There are some wandering wolves there, and if you go talk to them, I think you can get in some random battles. And I know there is one battle there that each of those wolves has a chance it could be, and it's like an evil squirrel. I forget what it's probably like the Skull Crusher, I think is what they tend to be called. I think there was one in Final Fantasy V that was also called that. So yeah, evil squirrel who will one-shot anybody in your party, but he's got very low hit points, and if you manage to get a hit on him, then you kill him and you get he's got a decent drop if I remember right. So I'll give that a try for a little while, and I'll run the recording just in case, and then if I do manage to kill this stupid squirrel, I will put a cut of it into the next video probably, or I'll run one at the very end of this one. Depends on when I'm cutting the videos. So anyway, join me next time for more of Final Fantasy Dimensions. We will be going to a little bit into Alfheim up there. They won't let us into the giant tree yet, so we're going to do a bit of exploring. I think there's a cave we have to go through, and then we will be going to this chapter's Eidolon quest. And then that'll probably all be in the next video, most likely. And then one video after that will be going up the Yggdrasil. So there'll be a couple of videos left before we switch chapters again. So come on back. I hope everybody is enjoying the series. Please leave a like. And if you know anybody who enjoys Final Fantasy, especially the old school Final Fantasies, that this is in the spirit of, go ahead and tell your friends. And hope to see you for the rest of the series. Thank you.